the chaos. The stock market is crazy and chaotic.
Oh my God, are you seeing this shit, bro? Tesla closed at $695. What the hell is going on?
Brad and Fat Man Zoom are here to help you own it.
Now with IBM getting here, I think it's just going to come more to the forefront, and people are going to get more and more eyeballs on Salesforce. Should see a really nice move.
Taking it to the suits, being relatable and hilarious.
We got D's nuts in the crew. Every crew needs D's nuts. You know what D's nuts' #1 holding is? Big C.
Get ready to own the chaos in 3, 2, 1.
What's up? Penn's up.
It's got to be Penn National. It's Penn National. The first one is going to be Penn National. Penn National, my God, holy hell.
The online gaming sector, so sports betting sector, is the leading sector of the market next year.
Barstool could be a $1 billion company within the next 5 years. When Brad was wrong. Okay, well, moving on. Fast forward to 2021, and this deal looks like it's set to pay off big. But I don't know if there's people like you and I who are as bullish as we are on the gaming industry. Ticker symbol PNN is priced at $30.38 per share. I like it at the $40 range. Excellent area to grab at the 110 to 115. $155 a share could come for Penn this year. Penn National is going through the roof today.
I can't get out of these positions if I wanted to. They're so damn green.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Stock Watch Sunday. Welcome to Own the Chaos. My name is Brad. That guy over there is Fat Man Zoom, and we just gotta be gloating just a little bit about Penn National. It just feels so good, Fat Man Zoom.
Is this a 5 o'clock free crack giveaway? Free crack giveaway.
I don't know why that makes sense right now.
I don't know.
What's up, people?
I gave Fat Man Zoom the reign of the soundboard here.
Listen, we had to rock this. I had to pull this out. I had to dust it off. We're rocking and rolling with Penn, baby. I feel so good today. It
feels so good, man, and it just. I don't know. So if you guys haven't heard, S&P 500 inclusion is coming for Penn National as of March 23rd? 22nd. And they just announced it Friday after hours. After hours, the stock went crazy. It closed somewhere around 130 and then went up to over 140 after hours trading on Friday. I'm super excited for what is in store for Penn National on Monday. I cannot freaking wait for this to go off.
And we're going to get into this. First, I want to shout out our starting five. We got Steve King. So far, so good. I think that's what the name is. Tammy Johnson, Sam Cisneros, and Alan 316. What is up, my people?
So, bro, how you feeling?
I feel great. I mean, I'm telling you, I was like running around the neighborhood like a little kid, just excited. I was getting our buddy Eric got into Penn. I was talking to him a while ago about it, and I was like sending him snapshots.
Like the horse pen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the horse bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we were celebrating, so it was a good time. But no, I'm feeling good, and I want to discuss this. We're going to talk about what this means, what we expect from the stock moving forward, leading up into the entry, possibly post-entry.
Yeah.
But also, if you guys are unfamiliar with Stock Watch Sunday, we're going to go our top 5 stocks for the week. Your cheesecloth condom stock pick of the week, top stock under $10. And if we got some time, we'll do some rapid fire questions. That seems to be working well.
Yeah, and it actually feels good to be back in this setting. How you feeling still? You like this though?
Yeah, I think I like this.
It just
better.
It feels good.
Right.
Feels good.
It feels like home.
It does.
Feels like the old teat. I don't know what that means.
Now it just got weird. But yeah, man. So if you guys haven't, followed us for any significant amount of time, that was the whole purpose of that video at the beginning. But, where does Penn go from here?
Up.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking as well. I think Penn does go up. We talked about this, and I actually went back in our top bold predictions for 2021. Yeah. We did say 150 to 155 if you caught on that clip. And, man, it certainly seems like it's going to come to fruition. I could venture to say now at this point, I think maybe 175, 200 could be very much on the table. I mean, we're still very early into 2021 at this point.
Yeah, there's still a lot going on as far as online gaming is concerned, PENN in particular. And I think it's fair to say we both believe that the analysts maybe are still a little behind on what kind of power and community Barstool Sports has.
Yeah.
So I think there's still a lot that remains to be seen. But we saw this. So what can we draw from recently? We can draw from Tesla got into the S&P entry. That was a little bit different because they extended the time frame, which was unique as far as Tesla going in. But Etsy, I think those are probably the two most recent examples. I might be missing one other big one. Wasn't Zoom, but we have PENN, and then let's not forget also Caesars in the same sort of in the same segment. Caesars Entertainment, they should do really well. I didn't look at what they did after hours, but I imagine they did well and they should move. However, when we looked at all these stocks, it seems like PENN will have an implied move at about 30%.
Yeah.
So that puts it right at about 170, 175.
Yeah. So
we saw Etsy move when it entered. It was kind of sideways leading up to entry, volatile a little bit, but once it entered, the institution started buying. It had about a 25 to 30% move. There was another big stock, and it's I don't remember what it was. It's slipping my mind. That went in the same time as Etsy. Guys in the comments,
Salesforce.
tell me who it was. Was it Salesforce?
Salesforce went the same time as Etsy did. It went bonkers. Obviously, it's come down because it's big tech and everything's going on. But that went bonkers too. I mean, it went crazy.
Yeah. So Tesla as well. Tesla had a monster move.
Yep.
Over 25%. So it should be really exciting. I think it's going to move up. This is going to be a little bit tricky because we have March Madness this week.
Right.
And so,
which we already said was a catalyst for PENN before all of this happened.
Yeah. So I think that actually I would be a little bit surprised if it was more sideways. I think it actually should do well over March Madness. But either way, if you take this through March into April, I think we see 175.
I mean, Dave Portnoy has been like trolling like crazy. It's been awesome to see. I think that very, very well could be a possibility. So I definitely agree with you. And I mean, we've been bullish on PENN for this long. I mean, why wouldn't we be bullish up to this point too? So I think it's definitely very much on the table. If you guys haven't gotten into PENN yet, I think at this point it probably has left the station without you. If you see some sort of pullback, I would take the gift that's given to you if you really wanted to PENN. But man, you're going to be chasing at this point.
Yeah, and Primetime DJ asks, when a position goes into the index, doesn't one come out? The answer is yes.
Yes.
What's getting the boot? So there's actually 4 stocks that are getting added to the S&P 500, which means 4 are getting deleted. The additions are NXP Semiconductors, Penn National Gaming, Generac Holdings, and Caesars Entertainment.
Oh, Generac, wow.
The ones out are Flowserve, Green Realty, Xerox, and Vontier.
That's not surprising.
So those are the ones that are coming out, and hopefully you're not in those 4 that are coming out because they'll get.
It's gonna be
but yeah,
rough.
it's 500 companies, so they're 1 for 1.
Right.
And we're seeing this with the S&P. It seems like they're trimming the fat a little bit and getting sort of the old guard out.
They are
representative what really people are into with buying and what's really leading the markets.
Yeah, I mean, I agree as well. I mean, and we saw Occidental Petroleum leave when Tesla came in. So like some of the energy stocks, while they're high flyers right now, I think they're not going to be good long term, which is what the S&P looks for. And so they're looking for. I mean, I would venture to say that they're actually learning to pivot a little bit. The index is learning to kind of accept some innovation, not to the extent of like ARC or anything like that, but I think that with what we're seeing, I mean, with Salesforce and Etsy and Tesla, I wouldn't say that PENN is in any way, shape, or form an innovation, but in a way, they have been able to innovate to a point to be able to get themselves here. And obviously, the S&P has looked favorably upon that.
Oh, for sure. I think so. I mean, if you look at the company now versus 10 years ago, it's a different company.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Right.
How they're running it is different. So, yeah, they're definitely trying to pivot, that's for sure. I want to get this question out. It's about Penn was in the S&P 400. So Michael G says, love Penn, but guys, it was already in the mid cap 400. Just has to be said, it's just being moved up to the large cap. I have thoughts on this, but I want to hear what you have to say to that comment. Essentially, what Michael's saying is, doesn't seem like a big deal because it's already in the mid cap 400.
It's a huge deal. I mean,
it is.
It's a really big deal. It's like being called up from the minors.
Yeah.
You know, and playing with the big boys, and that's a huge deal for a lot of these companies. And there've been a lot of companies that have been in the same situation as Penn is, as far as that's concerned, and they've continued to do well. Once they got into the 500, that was a big deal.
Yeah, Tesla was an anomaly because I don't believe Tesla was in the 400. Yeah. So they were in like the NASDAQ 100 or whatever.
Yeah.
But is it fair to say that typically this is the map companies follow? They'll usually be moved up.
Yeah.
It's like rare. Yeah. What happened with Tesla was a rare situation.
Yeah. It basically got called up from AAA.
Yeah.
To the majors.
Tesla just jumped from high school.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
But the thing, Michael, that I think needs to be said is, all right, it seems like just a logical step, but the reality is what we've said about the S&P entries and why it's been so important is really the fact that institutions have to now buy this stock representative of their S&P 500, whatever their funds are that mimic the S&P 500. So it doesn't matter what was in the 400.
Right.
It's really has to do with the 500. So the institutional buying is what's going to help this. Obviously, people are going to jump on board, but really the institutions is what makes a difference here.
Yeah, I mean, the hype train is going to be serious on this thing, especially this week. And so that's why I'm saying, like, I think that there's going to be this initial crazy move up, which will be awesome. I actually, if it does get to that 170, 175, I will consider trimming something.
Sure, yeah.
I have 125 shares of this, so I've got to trim the fat, a little bit. So taking some profits isn't going to be a big deal. I definitely won't be out of it completely, but I think that I'll probably end up trimming something if it does get to that 175, because I think, to me, that's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, it is. 175 might be the time to think about profits. Certainly 200. Set a liberal stop. We'll probably have some on the table, leave some on the table.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But, for sure would be great profit taking. We've seen the volatility of this stock going into summer, might be a good time anyways if that can happen.
Yeah.
So April, we'll see.
Absolutely.
What else we got going on this week? Anything you're looking forward to?
Yeah, so we have the, other than what's next?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
that's all I got.
The one thing I did want to talk to you about, so the Fed's meeting this week, they discussed rates. Do you think rates go up this week? Maybe it's more of a rapid fire question.
Potentially. And we've talked about this. I think that rates probably belong at 2%. We've seen such a dramatic increase in rates from basically 0 to this 1.5, 1.6. So I think that eventually, at the height of the reopening, whatever you want to call it, I think we probably do see rates around 2%, and that's where it ends up leveling off.
Yeah.
And we talked about this last week. I think that this 1.5, 1.6 is probably where it lives for a little bit. 1.6.
1.6, get you 6.
See. I think that's where it lives for a little bit. And then we start to see that move up. But I don't think the Fed's budging at all. They've already said that they're not planning on doing anything. And if anything, they may make moves to kind of like pit against the Treasury a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I do see it. I would still be on watch for it this week. But I do see it potentially moving up. I see sort of the same story we've had with which sort of like keep an eye out in the mornings, look out for volatility in the mornings. But hopefully it's settling out. I doubt, I don't want to predict numbers or anything, but I think what you're saying, 2% is very realistic, and just be aware of that. So that's it. You ready for the top 5 stocks?
Let's do it. So if you guys have not been here before, I don't know what, give me a second.
Let's do it. 6. You sound like, what's his name? What's Adam Sandler's boy's name? He's in 50 First Dates. Rob Schneider.
Oh, yeah. You can do it.
What's up, Stuart Castro? My boy Stuart Castro's in the house.
Anyways, for those of you who are visiting, first of all, hit that thumbs up if you guys are liking the video so far. And then also subscribe if you haven't already. But this is your first time visiting Stock Watch Sunday. This is the part of the show where we go over our top 5 stocks that we are watching this week. Fat Man Zoom. My first stock that I'm watching this week is actually going to be FedEx. They have earnings after hours on Thursday. Estimated earnings per share is $3.28 and $19.93 billion in revenue. I have them coming at $2.53 per share, and that equates to around $25 billion in revenue. This is to account for the fourth quarter, which was fourth quarter of 2020, which was obviously the holiday season.
Did you say 253 a share?
Yes. $3.53 a share.
Oh, okay.
That's my fault. $3.53. I think they're going to absolutely annihilate earnings. So, I think the outlook here is actually going to continue to do well. And a lot of people have kind of been, I don't want to say like abandoning, but in a way they have. They've been running from these stocks that have moved and done really well during the pandemic. And what was one of the things that I've said from the start of all of this? It's been, the stocks that have thrived through the pandemic are going to just continue to crush it in a reopening. And FedEx, in my opinion, is just one of those. UPS is another. These parcel delivery services are going to continue to do well because people are now finally figuring out that they can buy products through e-commerce. And before the pandemic, it was out of convenience. Maybe they didn't want to do it. They preferred to just go shopping. And then when they were forced into it, they're like, you know what, this is way easier.
Yeah.
And the demand is going to remain there. And I think that's the outlook we're going to see from FedEx moving forward.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm trying to think of like, what is a stock that we feel like was a COVID play that wouldn't do well after reopening. And I think that what COVID did was the lockdown really just moved us into the future.
Right.
And so I don't know. I'm sure there is a stock or a couple stocks that may fit that mold, but overwhelmingly it seems that what it's done is it's created convenience, efficiencies. It showed businesses that there's more efficient ways to do business that will help them increase their bottom line. It's shown consumers that things can be done easier. And so to me, it seems unlikely that we're going to move backwards. Now, are there some people who are going to go traditional? Sure. But I think overwhelmingly people are going to realize, wait, what do you mean? Like this Amazon thing? Like when you experience Amazon, you don't go back. Right. And so when you experience Etsy, you don't go back. These things you just don't Etsy, go back on.
Yeah.
So I don't think that changes. Now, let me be clear. Companies like Uber, like companies that were crushed during COVID, obviously we expect them to do well. Reopening plays we expect to do well. I'm just talking about things that thrived during lockdown.
Correct.
I don't see them just like taking a dump afterwards.
I don't either. And if you look at the chart, that's exactly what's happened since the beginning of December. Essentially, people, I guess, felt as if, well, it's time to sell FedEx at this point because why hold on to it? The party's over. Christmas is over. And so what's the point in holding on to FedEx? And I think that's where the mistake was made. You could see that this has actually bottomed out and created a pretty decent bottom around 250 since basically the beginning of February and started to move up over the I cannot talk. What is my problem? Started to move up over the last couple of days. And I think that this breakout above 264, 265 was all it needed to continue to move up. The upside here is all the way up over $300 a share. And I think it belongs up over there. I think in 2021, we do see that. We see a strong move out of this. So if you guys are asking me, should you own FedEx before earnings? It's a rare time that I say to do this, but I would say that it makes sense to at least have something in your pocket before earnings because I do think that we see this thing pop off.
Yeah, absolutely. And as far as me, I actually have them beating by more. I have them coming in at $3.89 a share.
Oh, wow.
I agree with you. I think it's going to do well. Next stock we have, number 2, is Drive Shack. So I kind of called an audible right before we went live, and I just felt like I couldn't not put this on our top 5 stocks for this week. Drive Shack kind of came out of nowhere last week because they didn't even announce their date until literally their earnings came out like on Tuesday or something. They said they announced the date, and that was Friday. Friday morning pre-market, Drive Shack released earnings, and they were stellar, man. They were expecting to come in at a loss of 19 cents a share, which is what they've been pretty much for the last 3 quarters, like that loss of 19 to loss of 22 cents.
Yeah.
They came in positive at 13 cents a share. Now, huge, awesome. We love this stock. It went off. What I didn't know until I just started researching it was November of 2017 was the last time they reported a positive earnings.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's crazy as well.
Yeah.
So that got me even more excited. We've been bullish on Drive Shack. It's had a monster move.
Almost as long as PENN.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we were talking about it before PENN as well. We just didn't bring it publicly to the channel.
Yeah, right.
But we've been talking about it for a while, since it was at like $1.12, $1.20. But this is more selfish. It moved on Friday, and I just want to get your thoughts on where can it move to?
So I think that, but pre-pandemic, this was in the $5 range. And really they were actually in worse shape. This is one of the few companies I think that did a lot of work because they were closed to get themselves, basically to right the ship. We talked about what they sold that property in California to be able to raise more funds to be able to expand. They then did an offering of around $50 million. Once
That's
it ran up,
a share.
Yep. And so then they ended up raising more capital then, and they were doing all of the right things. They got collaboration with Rory McIlroy. We saw that. The putteries that they have set up that actually sets them apart from something like a Topgolf. Thank you. And then so
I'll get you through this.
I don't know what my deal is today, but with all of that in mind, I think that this has the ability to double even from here. And we talked about this in one of our recent videos. Yeah, from here, nice. I think it has the ability to do that. Ooh. So, we look at the chart at this point. I think on the daily, it looks really great. It came down when the market really took that turn last Friday, 2 Fridays ago, and really bounced off of that 200-day MA and has moved up considerably. On Monday, I think that if this breaks up over 340, we have a chance to get it up over 363. And at that point, it is blue skies for Drive Shack. We love this one. It's a buy and hold. Obviously it's down below $5, so consider the risk, but I like this one as a long-term play.
They're doing all the right things, man.
They really are. And Topgolf has no other competition. So the market space, I think, is just it's so vast for something like Drive Shack to really move into. Topgolf isn't going to take it all tomorrow, so they have plenty of time to be able to scoop up market share as well and become a valuable equity here.
Yeah, for sure. Real quick, Mark P., shout out to him. He said, congrats to you both on the call of PENN. Really good stuff. Thanks, man. And shout out, we got a new crew member, Randy Giuseppe. Welcome to Level 1.
Welcome to the crew. Speaking of the crew, if you guys are curious as to what the channel membership is or want to know what the Chaos Crew is, we have a bit of a plan set up where we give a daily watch list, and it's 5 stocks every morning before the market opens. We also give access to our portfolios. If you guys want access to that, you can go to ownthechaos.com or hit the join button next to subscribe. If you want to be part of the Chaos Crew, we also have Discord groups and all that stuff, and it literally costs you pennies a day. So if you guys want to be a part of that, it's just something to help support the channel, help support the studio that we're in. We'd love to have you guys as part of the crew.
Nice. What do we got next?
So next for me is going to be CrowdStrike. And speaking of audibles, you had this one before you decided to take Drive Shack. And so I still thought that CrowdStrike deserved to be on the list. Yeah. They have earnings after hours on Tuesday, which we will be live for as well. So make sure you're hitting that notification bell. After hours, their estimated earnings per share are 8 cents and 250 million in revs. I think they do beat that. I think they come in at 13 cents and a 273 in revs. And the reason why I'm saying this is that, again, when we were talking about people just kind of running away from tech, CrowdStrike is still going to be there. We've talked about how CrowdStrike has been the de facto stock when it comes to cybersecurity. Palo Alto is really right up there as well. But when you look at, how a lot of these companies that were considered brick and mortar, especially retail and that sort of thing, and they ended up moving over to e-commerce. And it kind of plays into what we were talking about with FedEx and just the whole e-commerce thing. They're not going to go away from this at this point. So cybersecurity still going to be a huge thing, especially with a lot of people who are also working from home, which has been a big deal. And so CrowdStrike, in my opinion, isn't something that I would be running away from. I would be taking advantage of these dips, continuing to buy this up. I love CrowdStrike. I think they crush it as far as earnings are concerned and actually have a really great outlook for 2021.
Yeah, I'm pretty close there. I have them at 12 cents a share. Yeah, I mean, I think cybersecurity is going to continue to explode, and I think CrowdStrike is going to be at the top of the list when it comes to cloud security.
Yeah.
I also think, we talk about this a lot with these digital companies, high margin, great profitability. I think that I wouldn't be surprised, this is a 50-cent beat. I wouldn't be surprised if it came with like a monster number. And so they haven't been shy in spending their money, making acquisitions. And so I think 2020 is going to be another year of just making moves, building their business, and continued growth.
Yeah, so when I look at this chart, this is something that I've loved since $65 a share last year. And it's had a relatively decent pullback. It came back with the rest of tech. Obviously, interest rates kind of hurt this thing a little bit. But like I was saying, I don't think this is one that you run away from. And I would almost venture to say that this is one you lean into a little bit. So looking at this, it's still well above the 200 MA, which is not that far up above it. But I do like the fact that this is kind of settled out on the daily chart down below in the lower RSI range. So this, to me, I think this is an acceptable dip. I think this is definitely worth buying right at around $200 a share. 250.28 is the all-time high. We get great numbers out of this thing. CrowdStrike is known to have incredible runs, and I think that if we get a beat out of them and a positive outlook, that CrowdStrike can possibly retest those highs, if not get close.
Yeah, absolutely. So look forward to that. The next stock on the list is going to be Nike. Nike has earnings this week, Thursday after hours. Expected earnings per share is 76 cents a share. I have them at 88 cents a share, $11 billion in revenue. Here's the thing. People come to our channel and I think they get a little bit, I don't want to say annoyed, but like they want the stock, the obscure stock, the gamble stock, the spec stock that's going to blow up.
Give me the GameStop.
And I think they get taken aback when they hear us talking about standard plays like Nike and Apple and Amazon, right? I get it. But the reality is there's a reason why these companies have been around a long time. And can they keep going up? Yes, they can keep going up. I want you guys to realize that Nike is a different company than it was 10 years ago and certainly 20 years ago.
Yeah.
They focused on the direct-to-consumer model, and they're a perfect example of a company that has been better for the lockdown. It sped up their plan, which was direct-to-consumer. They trimmed a lot of their partnerships, and they've really focused on creating value direct-to-consumer and working on the customer experience. Their lead in the industry to me is huge. You could maybe make the argument brand loyalty for Lululemon, but the reach Nike has.
Oh my God.
Like nobody comes even close to it.
Right.
So I think that we need to say, and I've never said this, so like maybe you agree or maybe you disagree with me, but you need to start thinking of Nike as a digital company. Mm-hmm. And if it's a digital company,
e-commerce.
Yeah. And so like it's going to do well because brick and mortar opens back up, but that doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
It's all about the e-commerce. It's all about the virtual experience. And I think even beyond just e-commerce, just with their relationship with athletes, with universities, I feel like they're going to come out with something a little bit different where it's not just buy something, but experiential stuff. So I'm excited. Look for, I'm just going to take shots in the dark here. Gaming. Look, we talk about NFTs. We talk about NFT, sorry. Like skins. And I think you see more monetization in gaming, and Nike's a huge part of that. So that's like a good example of how they can monetize that side of things. So Watch out for Nike, man. I know it's an old dog, but this thing is going to continue to dominate.
Nike has done something that not many companies have been able to do, and they've actually grown through a recession.
Yeah.
And this one wasn't any different. And so that's why we love this stock. And we can look at the chart. It speaks for itself. I mean, look how much this has gone up. And this is kind of things that people overlook. It's easy to look at something like a GameStop or an AMC because it's $10 a share on to the moon. Let's do this thing. But think about how Nike has gone from $60 from the bottom of last March all the way up to $147 highs. That's a growth of 300%. And so, in my opinion, 300% without this crazy up and down bullshit. It's not going crazy. It's not something that you have to worry about, leaving the computer to go take a piss and come back and want to know why your account's down 50%. This is one that you can kind of rely on. That's why we like these types of stocks. And so, in my opinion, I think that they do really well too. I agree with you. I think the outlook here is going to be awesome.
Did I give my prediction? I don't think I did. 88 cents a share is my prediction.
88 cents a share. I had them coming in at 93 cents per share. So pretty close, pretty around there. And so I think that no matter what it does during the earnings call, I think it's still just you buy and hold it, and you're going to do well. It's kind of to go with the day trader mantra. Stocks only go up. In my opinion, it's really Nike. There's a couple of stocks that only go up. Apple is one of them. Nike's just another.
Yeah. Side topic real quick before we get to the last stock. A couple comments I want to throw out. Dave Lloyd said, "Fat pen zoom." I like that. Trevor Sachs, forgot to thank you guys. I'm comfortably over 25K now.
There we go.
Nice. Started last March. Thanks. Great job, man. Congrats. Officially over PDT. Kenny wait, hold on. Kenny Miramontes Huerta. What stocks does Fat Man Zoom stand for? Facebook, Apple, Tesla, MGM, Amazon, NVIDIA, and Zoom.
I wasn't sure if anybody actually could hear those sirens, but Primetime GJs apparently did. Sorry,
Boys in the hood. Any chance we go over Spirit Aerosystems? We like it. We just did a video on it.
We just did a video on Friday, so yeah.
Check out that video. We talked about it, but we still love it.
Yeah, I'm still holding on to it. And really just to kind of give you one more glance at what you get with the Chaos Crew folks, guys, I'll go ahead and share my screen with you and just kind of show you the overall portfolio and how it's been doing. Just since the inception in September, it's up 90%. It was actually red on the year for a brief few days and then actually ended up bouncing up. So year to date, we're up 28% plus. So pretty good compared to the S&P 5%. All that great stuff. So you can see what I'm in. I changed this. I'm pretty active in this account. So if you guys want access to this, I started with $5,000, now up over 37,000 in just over 6 months. So doing pretty well with that. So I just wanted to extend one more invite for you to come over to the Chaos Crew. Again, go to ownthechaos.com or you can hit the join button next to subscribe. Love to have you guys a part of the Chaos Crew. Now for me, the last one that I have, we haven't had Tesla on the watch list since earnings. And we really kind of shy away from putting Tesla on Stock Watch Sunday because it's like, oh, here we go, Tesla again. But there's a reason that it belongs on the watch list today. And the reason is because they started running their prototype for the semis.
Hell yeah.
So if you guys want to check this out, I'm going to share my screen with you here real quick.
What's up? Pens up.
It's got to be Penn National. Damn it. So hard. Sorry. My fault. I can't run the board to save myself. But look at here. You can see their Twitter account. They just put the semi is on the track. So this is exciting stuff, and it definitely sounds interesting. We just take a listen real quick. See if it comes back around. It's pretty wild. Right now, all you hear is road noise, but when it goes by, listen to this.
Sounds like an airplane.
It does sound like an airplane. So, yeah, I mean, I think that it's one of those things where this is going to bring a lot of excitement. Tesla's been beaten down a lot, and it has really kind of struggled to sustain above their S&P 500 price. So, do you know what the price was when they got into the S&P 500?
550? I don't know.
No, it's 695.
Damn. Oh, that's right. I do remember that.
$6.95 was the
$5.50 was the bet I made with Don that it wouldn't come down to. And it hit $5.50.
So $6.95 was the price that it was the day that it entered into the S&P 500, and it's really struggled since the first of the year. It actually has been red on the year, and then it's kind of settled out again. And we look at the chart here, and it is sitting, it closed at 693, so it's still trying to just stay around that price. But if we can get this back up over 715, I think that we'll start to see some really good moves out of this. But Tesla has done this before, where it's had dramatic moves down. We're no strangers to this. I think, in my opinion, that, when we saw this after the split, we saw this after Battery Day, people were like, what the hell's going on? But the new battery technology that they talked about on Battery Day is in these semis, so to speak. So, or is theorized, I should say, to be on these, and I don't know why they wouldn't be. So I think that this is great for the company. I think it's great to see the semis moving well, and I don't know, man. Do we see these on the road before the end of the year?
Yes.
Ooh,
I think so. Well,
Okay.
Walmart had an order in.
Yes. We still haven't heard from that, so that's been interesting.
And they added to the order, didn't they? I believe they added to their order.
I believe so. I believe you're right about that.
Towards the end of last year. So to me, that just means it's close to happening. I'm excited about it, and I feel this way about the semi.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
Oh. You guys don't know, I don't really know what's on this board. There's little things that says Joe
some
Exotic.
Tiger King shit.
So I just roll the dice. So that's not how I feel.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Oh
That might be a sign. Sell Tesla. Sell all my Tesla positions.
Oh my God, that was hilarious.
No, I'm excited for this. This is going to be huge.
Yeah.
But honestly, man, it's the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
For me this year. I'm excited for that. I think that's really going to get people hype. In addition, though, hopefully we'll hear Model 2 news.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, but that's going to be awesome.
The Model 2 news is going to be huge, and the Houston plant is supposed to be done well before the end of the year. We saw that in a tweet from Elon Musk just last week. So Elon Musk has actually gotten himself in a little bit of trouble at the SEC yet again. Surprise, surprise. But it seems to me that nobody gives a shit about Elon and the SEC. So I guess it's just business as usual. So this is something that really got me excited.
Yep. So there you have it. Those are our top 5. The next we have is the cheesecloth condom stock pick of the week. What do you got, man?
So for me, I just forgot what I wrote down. Oh, yeah. So it is EYES. Now, I want to preface this by saying Alan316, who's in the chat, called us out in our Chaos Crew, level 3, and absolutely nailed this. He did an incredible job. Now, do not buy this, in my opinion. I think it just went absolutely bonkers, and the evaluation on this thing. So they got recent FDA approval, awesome stuff. Here's what happens when this sort of thing usually happens in biotech. It ends up going right through the ground because companies like this, like EYES, they have so much debt that they can't not do an offering. And at some point, they're going to do several of them. And I've seen this movie before. So the reason we call it cheesecloth condom, for those of you who are joining for the first time, is that if you buy something when it's gone up 1,500%, particularly in biomed, and it was a penny stock, and now it's up to $15 a share, it's about as reliable as using a cheesecloth condom. So in my opinion, buying it all the way up here would not bode well. And so I would say to stay away from EYES, even though it is real hot right now all over the socials.
All right. And then top stock under $10 for the week. What do you got?
My top stock under $10 for the week is going to be Sundial. And I think that SNDL, they have earnings this week. What was it, Thursday? We looked at this. I think it's on Thursday. But anyway, we'll find that out.
It's Wednesday or Thursday. I'll pull it up.
So it had a little bit of a move when everybody was excited when Biden got in about weed and all that good stuff.
Wednesday after hours.
It's Wednesday after hours. So there you go. I don't know what the earnings are, but I think what I want to try to preface this by saying is be cautious because we saw, oh my God, I can't, that was, whew, got the upper gas. We saw this, take flight, and we saw what happened after some of the other, what are you going to say?
No, it just makes me laugh when you say that. The upper gas. You're like an old man.
It's better than the lower gas. But Sundial, I think, doesn't necessarily do well through earnings, and I think the opportunity will probably present itself after earnings when they come out and say, hey, guess what? We have a shit ton of convertible debt, and everybody starts selling it. So I think that the opportunity will be after earnings, but I still think that this is one of the bright spots in this industry. Obviously, you guys know that CGC, in my opinion, is the weed stock to own, but Sundial could be one to continue to look at, but I would probably wait till after earnings come out.
All right. There you have it, guys. Those are our top 5 stocks: Cheesecloth Condom and Top Stock under $10. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you guys want to get here every Sunday at 7:30, we do the top stock. So hit that notification bell. Period.
There you have it.
Sounded like I was going to say something after that. I got a few rapid fire questions. You covered most of them.
Yeah.
But I'll switch it up a little bit. Sundial, does it run into earnings?
It may. You might see some volume in this thing.
And let me just back up the numbers for Sundial. Expected earnings per share loss of 6 cents. They have never beaten earnings, and it's not even close.
Right.
Like,
we look at the chart here, and it's god awful. The only reason this moved is because all of the cannabis sector moved, and it was a penny stock, and you had a lot of Wall Street bet types on this one, so that's why it moved originally. But I think that we could potentially see some movement. But yeah, to your point, I don't think it's going to blow out earnings or anything like that.
You said rates rise this week.
Yes.
Prediction: Penn's closing price on Friday.
Penn's closing price on Friday. I'm going to go 141.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I'm going to go 141. I mean, that's essentially what it closed at 139, I think, at after hours trading.
Yeah. Does Tesla move this week? Sounds like it's a yes.
I guess.
Does NIO move with Tesla this week?
I don't know, man.
Been beaten down.
EVs have been beaten down.
Yeah.
EVs have been beaten down. And I think, it's been tough. It's been tough. I think that if Tesla starts to move, it could influence some of the other EVs. But I'm not optimistic about NIO, especially because we saw the sales numbers in China. And that's why we got excited about Tesla and why it bounced 20% last week in one single day. So I think that NIO could be in trouble. Obviously, the Chinese government could step in and start throttling some things. But, I think that NIO could potentially be in a little bit of trouble.
Does big tech end up on the week or down on the week?
If rates go up this week, then they'll obviously go down. And I think that we do see rates go up slightly this week. So we shall see.
All right. I like it. Those are your rapid fire questions.
That's all right. That's actually quick. That's actually quick. So there's 304 of you guys hanging out in here live. We appreciate you guys spending your Sunday evening with us. If you guys would not mind hitting that thumbs up and to support the channel and support this stream, that I think is going to do it for me. Fat Man, is that going to do it for you?
Yeah, that's it. I did want to say people are telling you to get off the hooch. A lot of people got into PENN.
That sounds like an Allen term. Is that an Allen term?
that actually wasn't. That was no. It was Allen. Yeah, it was. My bad. The lower Gaslight Clover. Still bullish on Clover, guys. It actually had a really good week last week. Right. So,
yeah.
Sam Cisneros says, I agree. Bring back when Brad was right, when Brad was wrong. We loved it too. I don't know why we're not opposed to bringing it back. There wasn't any real reason why we stopped it. I think it just got lost in the mix.
Yeah.
I know what it was. We had it as a separate video on Fridays, didn't we?
No, it was part of Stockwatch Sunday. It was a bit in Stockwatch Sunday, and I always just took the clip and recycled it.
Oh, that's right. We pulled it as a clip. So we stopped doing the clip.
Yeah.
And then we just stopped doing that. So we can bring it back for sure, guys. We'll talk about that this week. Yeah, that's all I got, guys. Appreciate you. Brad, are you up on the AMC bet?
I am up on the AMC bet. I'm up 10%, actually. Looking here real quick. This is probably the best losing bet I've ever had so far. I'm up 10% on my AMC trade.
Nice. Gonna go parabolic this week, says my paper route. Nice. Good work, awesome, guys. 1 year price target on Clover is $20. That's my price target. We'll see you guys on Tuesday live stream at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time.
That's going to do it for us, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. We will see you on Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye. I quit this bitch.
I quit this bitch.